Okay, hello, welcome. Happy Monday. We are going to go over time blocking today, and how to do it, how to start, and why it's beneficial. So, first things first is what is time blocking, right? If you are new to this concept, then we're going to go over it a little bit. If you're not new to this concept, then not only are we going to go over it, but I'm also going to show you guys how I specifically do it. You can do it in different ways, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So, time blocking is a time management technique that involves scheduling specific blocks of time in your calendar for particular tasks or activities rather than just creating a to-do list. So not only are you going to do I create to-do lists, I also time block. So I have dedicated time, time dedicated to specific types of tasks. Like I'll have time dedicated to travel booking stuff, time dedicated to team building stuff, time dedicated to social media, time dedicated to preparing for team things or trainings or things like that, right? I have different time that is dedicated to different things, allowing me to fully focus on that task in hand. Um, by allocating fixed time slots for each time on your agenda, you create a concrete, structured plan for your day, promoting focused work, minimize distractions, and giving you more control over your schedule and productivity. You will be more focused because you're like, all right, I have this between this time and this time to get XYZ tasks done. Then you can have other time to get other tasks done, and so on and so forth. So, how does time blocking work? Well, first you want to prioritize your tasks. So I think I've taught you guys how to brain dump, right? So I brain dump. My first step is, which I actually have yesterday's brain dump right here, is I brain dump. Here we go. Show you guys what that looks like. I brain dump right here, right? I write out all of the things that I know that I have to do, whether it is for business, whether it is for personal, whether it is for the household, whatever the case may be. I write it all out on here. Then I categorize it. That's why there's different colors, right? I categorized it based off of what category of life it falls under, right? And then I prioritize within the categories. So I will rank them 1 to 10 or whatever, 1 being the most important, 10 or lower or more being the least important. I rank them in each category. That is prioritizing my tasks. That's the first step. Okay. This is going to help me identify the most important tasks that I need to get done for this week. Okay. Then you want to look at your calendar. Okay. And kind of estimate how much time each task is going to take you. Look at your calendar and see where you have that time, how you can fit that in one sitting. Okay. So you want to determine how long that task will take, or those specific tasks will take, or the types of tasks, or however you want to do this. Dedicate those times. Put it in your calendar just like you would a meeting. Okay. I like to use, as you guys know, Google Calendar. You guys can use whatever calendar you want, but literally block it off in your calendar as you would a meeting. All right. During each block, you're going to focus specifically on the tasks that you're blocking for. Okay. Whether it is, again, travel booking, social media, content creation, team building, whatever the case may be, whether it's personal or household, or you have another job and it's your full-time work, whatever the case may be, that time you're specifically focusing on those tasks that you are allocating for. Okay. Also understand that, it's not going to be exact, right? You might have to be flexible. Sometimes might things might take a little bit longer than you thought. Sometimes things might not take as long as you thought. Okay? Adjust as you need to. Don't be stuck on, well, I only have X time, right? If you feel like something's taking you a little bit longer, it's okay to continue that, right? Obviously, unless you have like another meeting or something like that, or an event that you have to go to, whatever the case may be. But be a little bit flexible with it, okay? But make sure that you are dedicating that time for it. Now, what are the benefits of time blocking? Well, it increases focus, right? Because you are not interrupted. You're dedicating that time. You can dive deeper into those tasks and fully focus on them without worrying about, multitasking or anything like that. You also have better time management, so it provides a clear roadmap for your day, preventing tasks from spilling over and giving you a realistic view of your time. The more you do it, the more you'll understand how long things will take you, the more accurate your time blocking will be, all right? The more you can be in control over your schedule. It also reduces decision fatigue, right? Because one thing I've noticed is when I do not have my to-do list and I don't have my time blocking schedule set up, I sit here like, oh my God, I have so many things to do. I don't know what to do. I have all these other decisions to make in life daily, right? That by the time I get here, I know that I have a 5 million things to do and I just don't know where to start. And I just kind of sit here like overwhelmed, right? So this eliminates that because you have those lists of things that you need to do and you have those certain times that it's going to get done in. You don't have to make the decisions of, okay, what am I going to start on first, right? You already know because it's already set up, all right? It also helps you improve your achievement of your goals because, again, you are focused on the things that are most important. Okay. You are getting those tasks done. You are dedicating that time for those things that you need to do. And you're eventually going to start hitting your goals, right? Because you're making that progress every single day. And it helps you balance, right? Because again, you guys can time block not only for business stuff, but for personal stuff. I literally, and I'm going to show you guys, put in a block of time for my break. Okay. I'm giving myself a break. I put in a block of time for yoga, for working out, for like different self-care things at the end of the night, right? I do like block that stuff off as well to give myself that balance so that way I'm not burning out. Okay. So you guys can block that off too. All right. And again, remember to be flexible. Okay. So first thing I'm going to show you guys is what I wrote out, like my first draft. I'll then show you how I started to kind of write it out and then what I ended up going with for final draft. So the first thing I wanted to figure out when I was doing this time block was when I wanted to do TikTok lives daily because I've decided I wanted to do TikTok lives every single day. So I wanted to find a time where I could do that consistently at the same time every single day. So you guys will see up here it says TT lives and it gives me the time, right? Then I started kind of not necessarily like I don't know how to explain what I decided to do. I created a whole like daily schedule, like an ideal daily schedule. If I could schedule out my entire day, how I would want it, then that's what I did, right? And I then went into kind of time blocking and allocating those specific times for specific tasks. So, oh, it's this one. So I started out with like waking up, my morning routine, right? Before I start working, what I want to work on first. Then I'm gonna handle, my farm is what I call them, right? So I'm gonna get them in order and eat some breakfast, right? Then I'm going to work out and shower. Then I'm going to work on any travel stuff and any content stuff. That's this time. Then I'm going to working on afternoon social media engagement. Then I'm going to take lunch and handle my dogs. Then I'm going to go on TikTok live. Then I'm going to take a break. And literally, I put cuddle with my cats. Okay. I literally said I'm going to take a break and cuddle with my kitties. Um, then in the afternoon, I'm going to work on evening or later, like afternoon, evening social media engagement. I do those travel knowledge presentations on 3 p.m. on Fridays, so I put that in here too, and prepping any team stuff. So this is going to be kind of a more relaxed time where I'm still getting some work done, but I'm not like super hardcore focused on my laptop. I'm just kind of prepping some stuff, maybe commenting, doing some engagement on social media, right? Things like that. Unless it's Friday and I have my 3 p.m. presentation. Then between 5 to 7, I'm going to cook dinner, eat dinner, kind of relax from that. Tuesdays, I have my 6 p.m. presentation. So those are in there too. But most of the time, I'm just focusing really on getting dinner together and chilling. Okay. Then between 7 to 8, I'm handling my farm again and I'm getting ready for tomorrow. Okay. So those are the types of things that I'm doing. Again, not too like brain power stuff. And then 8 to 9, I'm getting ready for bed. I'm doing my whole night routine. And then between 9 to 10:30, I'm going to bed. Now, again, this is my most perfect day. Does this happen every day? Absolutely not. Did this happen today? No, not yet. Not so far how I've written it out, right? So once I kind of had a draft, I then created this, and my plan is to post it. Well, I'll show you guys the other one that I did. It's essentially the same thing. It's just a little bit, I don't know, I try to make it a little bit nicer, a little bit prettier, and a little bit more like the way that I was writing the tasks, I made them make a little bit more sense, right? So you can do something like this. You can put it into your calendar, right? Or another thing that I created was this. And let me see if I can like, okay, let's see if I can I just like share this? Like, full, there we go. Okay. So then I kind of put this onto a Canva document. And what I'm doing is I'm having Tracy print it and laminate it at her job. And I'm going to be posting one on my mirror and posting one in my little work area on the counter. All right. That way I can have this as a reminder. I'm being very specific onto what I'm doing, right? During those times, during those blocks of times, the types of tasks that I'm doing. All right. This is going to keep me on track, help me stay focused. So that way I know, okay, I have this time to get things done. If it's taking me a little bit longer, I can always adjust, right? But this is another way to do it. Again, you guys can do it like the way that I did it. You guys can just put it directly into your calendar. The reason I chose not to put it into my Google Calendar was because there's already a lot going on in there. If you guys have seen my Google Calendar, let me see if I can show you guys. There's already a lot happening in my Google Calendar on a daily basis, and I'll show you guys in a second. So I didn't necessarily want to put it in there because I felt like that was going to overwhelm myself. Instead, I wanted to create it this way so I can look at it separately. Okay. I also really loved this Canva one because it's going to help me focus on my priorities. I have my to-do list in my planner, but it's going to help me focus on the top main tasks that I need to get done. It's going to help me track my water, right? There's a few different things that I'm going to be working on with this. Help me track who I need to be contacting that day, whether it's you guys, whether it's clients, whether it's suppliers, whatever the case may be. And then where I have my lunch and my dinner, I can plan this either the night before or in the morning. So when it comes to those times, again, I'm eliminating that decision fatigue. I don't have to sit there and make a decision on, oh, what do I want to eat? Because I can write it down before that time comes. And then when the time comes, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's such a good idea. Okay. So that was something that I really, really liked because I can, take that decision off my plate for the time being and I can make it prior to. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Let me actually show you. This is why I didn't want to do my Google Calendar, okay? There's a lot going on here, you guys. There's a lot going on, okay? So imagine if I added more blocks of that schedule. Could you guys imagine? That's literally, no, I can't. I would be way too overwhelmed. See, this is like okay for me, but I would be way too overwhelmed. But you guys can absolutely do that if you choose to. You guys also know that there's other options as well. Do you guys have any questions? This is a pretty quick training, but do you guys have any questions?
So it seems to me what you've done is instead of like just doing things, because this is what I was struggling with because I did that track what I do the last 3 days, which I have to send to you. But that was kind of my struggle of like trying to constantly be engaging with everything that I have going on. So it seems to me what you're doing is, hey, these are the blocks of times dedicated to that. And then if I have free time, other free time throughout the day, then I may go in and engage more, but not just constantly trying to engage all day. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
getting?
I mean, it's not realistic to be on social media all day, like literally all day. If you also have kids, you have other things that are happening, right? You want to
Yes.
do it as much as possible. And I would set like, when it comes to engagement, I would set like 30 minutes aside in the morning, 30 minutes aside in the afternoon, 30 minutes aside in the evening to get as much engagement done during those times as you can. Now, if you have time outside of that, great. But that's pretty much, as long as you are consistent, that's what matters. Um,
Okay, that's a lot more realistic for me.
yeah, yeah, you don't need to be doing it 24/7. Like that doesn't make sense to me. But yeah. Any other questions? Alrighty, I'm going to